Part 2 of FUBB. I only have, sadly, two versions of this. I've got the studio version, and there's the rub, and I have the live version, which is on a Live at Hammersmith CD that I have that is absolutely fantastic. It's got anger and harmony and just a lot of stuff. I don't have recordings of live, but it's on Live Dates 2, and it's also on Wishbone Live in Japan, but it's the same version. So I've asked a couple of times online, are there any other versions of FUBB? Because the live version is sensational. But, if there were a dozen live versions, I'd be happy to hear the whole dozen. So, I'm kind of picking different bits from, if you like, the different versions, but the main core of it is the same every time, all that stuff, right? On the live album, you hear one guitar go, and just pull that little pull at the open G string, and then you hear this tap, right? Now, one of the many things Wishbone were fantastic at was doing these, sometimes you got up to the seventh, sometimes up to the tonic. What they're also really good at was bringing it in with that. And then when you hit that note, right, and then adding the harmony on top of it. Now, if our harmony note, our top note rather, is that's a G, right, we may be looking for a B flat as a harmony, so we could go like that, right? Digressing slightly, but that's one of the things that Laurie and Andy era were fantastic at. Right, so we've got the initial intro, with the harmony, and we now get this glorious Martin Turner's still holding it down. Right, so we've got this, and it's just so unbelievably spacey and evocative. So that is a G chord. It's like a G minor chord, but it's got G and then another G. Right? If you add a C, 5th fret on the G string, you get... I could play that one all day. Right? Next chord. And you see what's happening there, the shape is moving up the neck. So we've got that shape and this shape. Move it up 3. Because we're still in. Right? At a point in the future, we'll get this that to me sounds very Eastern, and they then play and then, right, but that'll be in part 3. In one of the other videos I spoke about Bill Szymczyk's production on this album, and the possible thought, I don't know if it's right, so please tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I've read a couple of times in the Wishbone biographies and stuff that there was, he would encourage Andy Powell and Laurie Weisfeld to play long solos, and then he'd maybe cut bits here and there to, so in effect, you might have some lick that he played in bar, 324, and he might put it in the intro. I think that's what it's done, and then that approach was taken onto the Eagles Hotel California. Or so I've been told. When on the studio version, the sounds, if you listen to this in stereo or on headphones, you'll really get the full effect of it. And it just sounds like there's loads of very laid back, they're not effectively flashy, they just sound fantastic, which is always the best thing. So while Martin Turner's playing this, You know, Bill Simmons was amazing at bringing in these, you know, bend the tonic. You know, all these very ethereal phrases, but also down the bottom. You know what I'm doing there? Sorry, I moved the guitar neck, sorry about that. I'm pulling the C note, the 5th string, 3rd fret. I'm bringing it in with the volume control, and then I'm giving it a shake. So the whole thing is, you know, and both of them play it, and that stuff comes in stereo, and that leads right into this huge G chord that I mentioned, and then the voice sings. And then, as I say, this glorious okay, part 4 coming up.